Tell me. Hallelujah to the only true and wise King, triumphant in every situation. He is the Most High, always was, always will be. He is. He is. He is. I like what one author wrote. He's the eternal. He's the triumphant one. He's the one who's self-existent one. I like one word, I don't know whether we use it or not, but it's, how does it go? Where it says the definition of is, he's the self-existent one, which he is. El Mavado, El Mavado. And I love it. He is the self-existent one, all triumphant, and none can compare to him. So today, family, guess what? We're gonna finish off, well, we're gonna continue this class. You know, I got caught, you know, sometimes y'all have to keep me on target because I have, as you know, I have a habit of going to those little rabbit trails back and forth. So you all have to excuse this, EMA, okay? Because I get so excited and I want you all to know so much. And I try to, instead of just teaspooning you, sometimes I take that big spoon and try to pour it down your throat. So please forgive me sometimes. I'm so awesomely pleased, and the one said, a pleasingly plum pleasure to be able to serve you. So thank you for that opportunity. Today we're gonna finish this off and tell your friends EMA Bar is alive and well. Hallelujah. And come and thumbs up. Tell everybody to subscribe. EMA Barbs on. So hallelujah. Thank you, family, for being here. Today we're gonna finish talking about our winterization. It reminded me of this morning. We need to make sure we do our time tea, family. Are you still getting up? Remember, we were supposed to do this together. Are you all still getting up, doing your lemon water in the morning? Are you doing your lemon water first as you get up? And some that are having issues with your diabetes and things like that, it's not yours, and you're not even borrowing it. It just came to pass. So for those who I want you to remember, do your okra, do your parsley water. That parsley water is Tobiah told me, I've been wearing this word out, it's a beast. I will wear it like I wear my scarf. There's another little term that I have, you all gonna be hearing it from time to time, I'm gonna wear that one too. They should not have taught me these uplifted words, because I will wear them out. You all teach me this stuff, I'll use it, I tell you. But I love you today. You know what, let's finish. Oh, before we get started, I sent you all off if you all look at the comments, in the comment sections, you all keep bringing those questions in for me, okay? Because I be looking forward to those questions. And keep the questions coming. Let me tell you this. This morning I was telling you all about, and I was telling you all about the cabbage. That you can have. Who says you're supposed to eat conventional breakfast in the morning? Who says it has to be with bread and all that stuff? Who says so? You break fast with something that is, and all breakfast is when we break fast from the night before. And you're gonna break fast and you start off with something healthy. And cabbages are a wonderful thing. By the way, we're staying in tune because we're still talking about winterization, winterizing the body for the winter. But did you know there's over 400 different types of cabbages in the world? 400. Go ahead, creator. Let's call him omnipotent, who doesn't stay with just one thing. You know, there's a cabbage that I really like, and it's one of those oval cabbages, and it's called Nepal. You know, a Napa, and they are wonderful, taste awesome. And you know what, you could cut those cabbages up, these different, and you know Brussels sprouts are considered a cabbage. They look like miniature cabbage. And they have one called bok choy, bok choy. And these are just different cabbages, family. And cabbage does such wonderful things for the body. I just want you all to know the wonders that the cabbage does for the body will make you say, your body will say, thank you for sharing, continue it going. And you can, over 400 different cabbages, you can eat cabbage every day. Every day. Was it 365 days? And then you still got some more. So continue your ventures. No, cabbage is wonderful for you. And then now you all go on the comments and I'm sorry, not the comments, but the community board. Yeah, the community board where we post and see the recipe. I share with you, family. Someone said to me, you know, Emma, when you share, you say you share your secrets. So that's good because we can share with our family. Isn't it supposed to be sharing? I said, yeah, we're supposed to share because I love you. And you know what? With those cabbages. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Tobiah. I appreciate that. And today, so we told you how to, you know, the thing about it, people think that you have to take so long to do cabbage, but it's not really, you don't have to take a long time to do cabbage. It only took 15 minutes. Yes.
Okay, one of my family members in the lab had saying, I thought Brussels sprouts weren't safe for ingestion.
Brussels for not for ingestion and what?
Well, they say I thought Brussels sprouts weren't safe for ingestion. Basically, the same because they're engineered. I think they're saying that Brussels sprouts.
It's a GMO. Is it a GMO?
I did some research today.
You know what? I'm going to do research on that because you know what? It's too late to tell me now because I've been having Brussels sprouts. But I'm going to look into that. You know what? Good question. And because your email don't know it all, I'm going to check into that myself. And then I'll post that because, I'm going to look into that. Let's put that on shelf 13 until I get back with you. And then I'll post it in my post so you'll see it. Okay? And if that's so, thank you. Good looking out. Good looking out, fam. I'm going to check that out and see. But you know what, this morning, like I was saying, I made cabbage in just 15 minutes. You just take it, cut it like an inch, and then cut it, slice it, and then you can put it and roast it with olive oil. Yes. Okay.
But our family member that gave that information is fine. The name of the individual was basically, they said, got it from the late Dr. Said.
Oh, see, you taught me something today. Thank you, fam. And I'm really going to look into that more.
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate that. Good looking out. Good looking out. Don't let me put something out there and you all know that I'm not. I'm going to look out in there.
Before we further say to go forward on Brussels sprouts, we'll do some further investigation today.
Yes, please. And thank you. But you can roast, it's called roasted cabbage, and it only takes 15 minutes and pour some olive oil over it and seed it the way you want to and go for it. For breakfast, you can have some for lunch, right on down the line. This is cabbage and all the stuff that comes with it. It's really good. It's good for you. But I love it, and I'm just wanting to know. Thank you again for helping me with that. I'll look into that more. And let's finish off on some things. Let me tell you something, family. Now, I had a call yesterday and my family was talking about, and remember I was telling you last week about chickweed and how I was using it to cleanse Mr's skin. And chickweed is also awesome for the kidneys and the bladder and all. I mean, do you know, let me tell you something, and I highlighted so I wouldn't forget it. Did you know that the lungs love chickweed? You know why the lungs love chickweed? And I put this in my notes because I didn't want to, because it's able to get rid of all the mucus and stuff. This is what chickweed does, because it's a detoxifier. So when you do chickweed, not only is it good for the outside, it's good for the inside. Remember I was telling you I just took a little chickweed and took a little colloidal silver and mixed it and shaked it up in distilled water and sprayed it on Mr.'s legs. And it cleared it up, like 5 minutes, done. But it was an allergy effect that he was having, that he was going through. And then I heated up the chickweed and then gave him some to drink. Well, guess what, family? That chickweed is, like I said, a beast. It is a beast. And we love that, we love it. And it was in the cabinet. Remember I told you it was in the cabinet in the far back and how I leave different herbs. But family, your herbs, your spices, and that is something that I think too, that chickweed is in the scriptures. And I'll find it, I had it last week, and I'll look it up. It's chickweed, and it's a variation of the chickweed. Let's see, a variation of my chickweed. We'll look it up and make sure that I bring it back next week. It's along that caraway family, and the coriander. And we know coriander is just cilantro, what we call American cilantro and stuff like that. Your spices, your cilantro, and that's cilantro and parsley and that group and that family, which is really wonderful for you, because guess what? Not only is the chickweed a diuretic, and so it's parsley, but it gets rid of those contaminants in the body and detoxifies the body. Well, guess what? Not only that, but it moisturizes, and it puts a quantity of moisture in the body, which is a lot of times what our bodies need over the winter. So our body's starving for that moisture in the wintertime. And then, this is one thing that I was telling you about, and it's the bladder and the kidneys. Family, if you're having issues with your bladder, your kidneys, you know that chickweed. Now, what did we say last week? We want to make sure we take a little bit at a time. Don't go off and do full force chickweed. You want to drop at a time. Yesterday, and I'm not going to put my family out there though, but I was just telling one that in particular, and they were having little issues with the kidneys and stuff like that, and telling them about the chickweed and how chickweed's a detoxifier, but also other vegetables also will detoxify the kidneys and the liver, as you've been listening to the classes prior. Let's see how you've been listening. What did we say that's good for liver and kidney cleanse? Let me see. You text me and tell me, what are you saying? And I will go on. And I'm just going to point to a little bit. Did we say the kidney and the liver helps with, what's my favorite? Parsley. One of the things that the kidney it helps with kidney and liver, even though it's a diuretic, it helps with that. Bay leaves. Wait a minute, what is it? What is EMA? It's bay leaves. And what else? What else helps that you see on my board that I haven't taken off the board yet? And you know what? I've been thinking about you all. I've been trying to get this stuff off the board, but every time I think about it, this still comes back up. Come on, you say it with me, vitamin C. So there are a lot of things, and guess what? Cabbage has vitamin C in it as well. What? Yes, ma'am, yes, sir. A vitamin C cabbage? What? Yes, and it's one anti-inflammatory. Stay with me now. And then, so these different things, I brought my notes, and guess what? Chickweed is such a healer. And I wanted to make sure that you're aware of that, because it has the chlorophyll. Remember we talked about the chlorophyll? And I'm going over a few things to make sure that those that are late in class come back and you'll remember those things. Those that are late in class, you'll see. And it's the chlorophyll. And what do we say the chlorophyll? is part of the photosynthesis, that green in the plants and all. So family, keep that in mind. This is chickweed, but like I told my family last night, family, you might want to make sure you only start small. Please start small. And this is if you're ever going through a little issues with your skin, with your lungs, with your digestive system, just a drop and then let that spread through. What else is good? Let me see if you can remember. That's good for the lungs and everything. Say it with me, cumin. And also thyme. We're drinking thyme tea today. But of course, Tobias has his lemongrass. But it's thyme is good. And then too, when we're preparing for the winter, family, we don't just want to say, now what did we say? We said that the Father didn't just stop with one herb. And this herb is for that and this, but there's a plethora of herbs out there that's going to help with our bodies. Remember that? And all, give you an example, let's go back again. Do you know that the herbs, not one herb will do just one thing? One herb can do about 10 or 15 things for the body. And that's why sometimes when you look back and you say, oh man, what can I do? We were I was telling one of the family members the other day, so what else can we do for I only have cinnamon in my pantry. So what type of cinnamon? We're going to use a little bit of cinnamon. He says I have something going on with my throat and a little bit of pain in my leg. Okay, you only have cinnamon. That'll work. But remember, not all cinnamon is created equal. So you have to watch the cinnamon. And there are how many different types of cinnamon? At least, what do we say? 7, at least, different types of cinnamon. And we want to stay on that family. Now, the next thing I want to share with you all, and as far as cleaning and you know what? Let me tell you, before I get on this real quick. And I'm trying to stay on focus. Tell my son I'm trying to stay on focus. Tell them I'm trying to stay on focus. Winter herbs, winter spices, winterizing the body. Family, make sure you have your flaxseed in your arsenal this year. Because the flaxseed is good for congestion, it pushes the mucus out of your body, plus it builds your body up. Plus, it's good for the digestive system. Plus, there's so many things that flaxseed can do for the body. Keep those seeds, those little bitty seeds. Remember what we said early in the year? The little bitty seeds are the most powerful punch. So we want to make sure that we keep our seeds in our arsenal. This winter, I want you to make sure you have your lemon, your ginger, your turmeric. Now remember, keep your turmeric, whether it's fresh. We love fresh turmeric, right? Because it looks like a little root. For some people who used to watch Star Wars and that, what is that big guy, and he would eat from his world with the little thing in his head, and he would take the tops off, and you would see these things. One of the things that he took the top off, and I was like, at that time, I said, do they know that's turmeric? Really? That's turmeric? And they're saying it's a delicacy? I digress for a moment, please forgive me. But different things like that people really don't realize that you want to keep in your arsenal this year. The turmeric is what they call, it's a gold. It's golden gold. And it's going to be good for you this year because it's going to get rid of inflammation. And you all look at the class that we taught earlier and talked about turmeric and how it takes inflammation and pain away. When you mix it with ginger, it's a compounded pounding on it. It gets rid of, and turmeric, 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 is awesome for the muscles. And while you're taking this, listen, in case I didn't tell you this, you want a little black peppercorn. The black peppercorn will put a punch into all of that because it it's like a catalyst, and it goes with that, and it will go power, just like a monster, a beast going straight to it. And that is black peppercorn. So you want the black peppercorn. You know the kind of peppercorn that they grind in the restaurants. You want that. That's because it's open and it's fresh, and it goes straight into the system. Now I want to make sure you all had those things this year. Oh, for those people, now there's one more thing. I want to make sure you guys are aware of, I want to make sure you all are aware of one thing, that the red clover. Now red clover is one thing you might want in your arsenal as well. Make sure your red clover is in your arsenal, and later on, I'll remember to bring you that information. But let me tell you about the cumin. Now, for those people saying, even where is the cumin found in the scriptures? It is found in Isaiah. I'm not teaching, I'm just telling you where it is. Because someone said, you started off, EMA, and you were telling us about where different spices are in the scriptures. Did you forget about that? I did not forget you. That's why I wrote my little poster, and I still have a lot of the posters to bring with the different scriptures of where you can find the spices and herbs. But, and you know I do love dill. I love dill, oh man. And the taste of dill is wonderful. And remember, I'm supposed to tell you about the different, and I did tell you that before, about the health benefits of dill and what it does. I just love it. But anyway, and that's in Matthew 23:23. But the cumin is Isaiah 28 and 25 and 27, and Matthew 23:23, found in the scriptures. When it says obey the laws of the dietary laws, all these things were already in the scriptures. I remember Brother Daniel taught about, had a class that they were talking about that they want to pay with mint, cumin, anise.
Yeah, that's Matthew 24.
Matthew 24. Yes, please.
It's spoken of the Pharisees and Sadducees paying the tithes of cumin, mint, and anise.
Yes. See, they brought their tithes with those. And I'm like, what? It is there. It's their family, because they must have mentioned it, and it must have been something for them to mention it in the scriptures. How healthy that is, and how they needed those spices and what they did. You want to finish that reading up?
Yes, ma'am. So Matthew 23, that's 24, that's in Matthew 23, in verse 23, it says, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
So that must mean that they are so valuable to the body. How valuable is that to the body, that you can use those things and stay healthy, stay alive, stay with those things? Those herbs bring oxygen to the body. They bring oxygen to the body, vitality to the body. Now, for those people who are still exercising, did you stop exercising? I bet you did stop exercising. Now that it's gotten a little cold. So let's go back to our exercises. You thought I forgot.
When it's time, people start to have a tendency to let down.
You slow down, family. You slow down. So start back to it's fine. Just start back to, and it lubricates your movement lubricates your own muscles. So you won't be like, and you're hurting and all that. Your muscles already have that oxygen because you moved out. And then the winter, with that oxygen, with those herbs and this oxygen that you put back into your body, you're gonna be ready for the spring. But then, now, remember, for those people who had decided, they were asking me too, Sergeant Bias, about the burnout for heart. You know, our hearts love, and our digestive system loves burdock and dandelion. So don't forget those herbs and those roots, family. Now, I wanted to put one, and those are good for the winter season. So make sure you have your burdock, your dandelion, those chickweed, chicory, Chicory, oh man. Do you know there's some plants that are out there? I was looking at it one day and I said, I forgot all about that. There's about 12 different plants they consider as chicory. And it is so helpful to the body, especially to the winter. So you might want to look into that, family, see the different, but I wanted to tell you this too. And don't forget, you know what, I know we're always talking about the different herbs, but the herbs won't work unless we pray. Add prayer with it. They will work automatically. I take that back, please, I repent. Now, and I'm swift to repent there. They will work whether you pray or not. But how about adding prayer to your vitamins, to your herbs, to your spices, and your part of your arsenal? Come on, somebody. Keep that prayer in your arsenal. Keep that thanksgiving in your arsenal before you're about to eat. Father, thank you for preparing this food. This will nourish my body. You know, my nana used to do that all the time. We put it, whatever we were about to put in our mouth, she said, thank you, Father, for the food we're about to receive. Whether it's a piece of candy, during that time. You know, we know better now. Or whether it was a pickle. Ladies, remember pickles are good for the time of administration, that men's time. Pickles are really good. Whether it's a piece of fennel, makes you happy, nice and feel nice and everything, make you happy. Okay, so remember, before you put it, Father, thank you for using it for the consumption of my body, that it's going to the right place at the right time, that it's bringing healing, health, wholeness, and soundness to my body, just as you initiated it and intended it to be. How about that? Now, I was going to tell you about some other things about the cabbages and all the things that it was going to do, family, and about the inflammation and all that. Now, and I think I told you that already, in that it's good for the heart. Now, one more thing, and for those who are dealing with high blood pressure, guess what cabbages work for high blood pressure, family? Cabbage is good for high blood pressure. What about that? That? Help me out. If you did, put a thumbs up. And like Brother Jacob said, do it all nines. If you already knew it, do a 9. And if you knew that it was good for high blood pressure, and it was excellent fiber. And when you add it with onions, make sure you have your onions this year, family, to with your arsenal, with your winter arsenal, and your garlic and your ginger. Did you do your garlic this morning? Let's make sure we did. Helps with a high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, right on down the line. You know, garlic, inflammation, heart issues. This is garlic. They were saying that they were having issues with the heart and their arteries and how the blood flows. You know, when you have heart issues, your heart valves are either weak or they're clogged or they're shrunk or some areas in that. Do you know chickweed is excellent for that because it strengthens the heart arteries, the arteries of the heart? And also cabbage is wonderful with that. Remember we said the heart and the lungs love chickweed. They say thank you. But remember, 1 drop in water. And don't forget, family, during this time of the cold season, since the cold just changed, don't forget your vitamin C and your different fruits, especially for those having heart issues and muscle issues, your vitamin C and your D. You want to make sure that is in your arsenal. Your D's, your C's, your A's, your B's. Make sure that, and when you take your herbs and your spices, and make sure that you're still in motion. You're still moving. You're still moving because you don't want to be like the winter and be cold and frigid. You want to be loose, limber at the age of 83. How about that? At the age of 83, you're still going strong and vibrant. Now, family, I know we're closing up to the end, but there was one more thing, and I wanted to make sure, since I was telling you all about dandelion, and I want to make sure you guys knew that. And in this, let me put this last little part in there, and then we will end off. Now, with you that are saying that you can't urinate or you're having problems going to the bathroom, this is dandelion tea. If you make dandelion tea It would help your body flow, along with chickweed, of course. But the dandelion tea will help in a lot of areas for the body. You know, let me give you an example of the places. It helps with congestion, bowel, inflammation, hepatitis, gag, even gallstones, family. I wanted to make sure, and jaundice, I remember when we were young, and I know I'm talking fast, but I wanted to make sure, I try to get so much in on this. You know when people have issues with jaundice, and they say they have redness, yellow eyes, and that's how sometimes you can tell from tiredness and right on down the line. Do you know dandelion tea helps with jaundice? This is something, family, I want you all to keep in your arsenal. Please keep dandelion tea in your arsenal. And then also, it keeps your blood from stagnating. This is dandelion tea, family. But anyway, and cellulite, it helps get rid of that cellulite. And guess what? It even for eczema, drinking dandelion tea. And then you know what we do sometimes in our house? I'm telling secrets again. But in our house, but this time I didn't say mister. Oh, I did already. I'm sorry. I take, in that time of the year, I'll take dandelion tea and make dandelion tea, make it kind of strong. And then I'll put it in a spritz bottle and just spritz our skin and keep that moisture in and keep it from flaking. This is good for eczema, family. Just dandelion tea, make it kind of strong, put in one of those little bit of spritz bottles and spritz those places on your body where it feels dry. And then go over it with castor oil, a little bit of castor oil, just a little bit, you know, like you put a little bit and rub it, and then rub your body where you're dry. You don't have to use that Vaseline. Use something, but make sure your castor oil is pure. Make sure it's the pure castor oil. All right? This EMA loves you. Oh, I said I was almost right. Then I forgot one more thing, baby. And please, and I can't be remiss. I brought a lot of things to make sure, and I want to tell my son, I am trying to stay on. I brought my notes this time. So now, family, when I was telling you about the burdock tea, real quick, you can do the same thing with burdock, but the dandelion, I like the dandelion better because when you spritz your skin, because the dandelion is especially for eczema. And when you drink it and you spritz it on your skin, and you'll find out that it becomes so soft when you add a little castor oil. Just make sure it's pure, like we said, 100%. You just can't go anywhere and get because some of the castor oil is, the reason why I say not all castor oil is created the same, because sometimes it's been on the shelf for so long, it becomes rank. And it does more harm than good. So you want to make sure it's pure castor oil and look at the expiration date. And castor oil does go rank, just like certain other oils. But we want to make sure, but not all oils. You put that out there, not all oils. But some oils. Did you know olive oil can go rank from time to time? It really can. But this is just for you guys. And then you can actually put it on your scalp. Even dandelion, and for the burdock family, the burdock, you can put it on your skin, and it will go when you spritz it on your skin. Oh, almost forgot. Constipation. Did you know burdock is good for constipation? So there was one family member, and he said, TT, he couldn't. You don't know his name, so I'm not gossiping. So he's like, TT, the only time I can use the bathroom is when I come to your house. I just don't understand what is going on. And I explained to him, white flour, remember this year, try to get away from the white flour, white sugar, those processed foods. They are really not good. It will constipate you. It'll block the oxygen. And I know I've said this quite often. It blocks the oxygen in the body. And you want oxygen to flow freely because it helps all areas of the body. How about that? And let that photosynthesis thrive. Amen. So, but I was saying, it's good for the pancreas, It's good for the women that are, those lymphatic systems, family. There was a lady that asked, and I'm not putting your name out there, baby, but a lady that asked me about the breast and how certain things happen with the breast. You can drink you can drink burdock and dandelion, and it goes into the lymphatic system, and it helps with that. So it clears it out, because remember, it's a cleansing agent for the winter, especially since you're going into the winter. And you can use that. You can drink it. You can't overdrink it. You can spritz it on your skin. It cleanses because it's a cleanser. Right on down the line, family. And you can do it for, you know what? Even prostate. And for prostate, and every time I keep thinking about that, and I keep saying I'm going to go. But it's for prostate, it's for liver, it's for blood sugar. It helps with blood sugar. And guess what? Those people that are having arthritis, and I told you that before, the arthritis, it's good for that. Burdock is one of the Father's cleansing agents, one of the Father's cleansing agents. And I said I was going to let you go. So I'm going to do just that, family. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Now, next week, I'm not going to promise that I'm going to be short next week, a little bit longer if you like me, because I got a lot more to tell you. But, however, these are certain things. Oh, I forgot. And for those people that even have those little calluses on your feet, you can soak your feet a little bit with a little bit of burdock tea and just rub off the calluses, and then go back over your feet with a little castor oil. Oh, your feet feel so soft in that bed in the wintertime, along with a warm feeling. Also, did I tell you you can do onions? Don't forget the onions. I told you don't forget the onions. You can take a little bit of onions and slice them and put them underneath the feet, clean feet, put them underneath your feet, the slices of onion, and it draws infections from the feet down. But that's another story. I love you too much. This EMA thinks you're wonderful. Blessings on you today. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. And remember, we live to the praise of His glory, not according to our own flesh, but according to His plan, His purpose, and His pursuits. Let this day be a day of glory, honor, and praise unto our King and Creator. Blessings. Love you. See you next Tuesday, where we're gonna continue up with winterizing the body. Read those scriptures. Talk soon. Blessings. Peace.